Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to our QPR Career Mode FC26 version, and here we are starting off our brand new series, Season 1, and as I said, we're at QPR. It's things you'd love to see, and as you can tell by everything on the screen here, club worth £41 million, transfer budget of 7, which is great to see that we've actually got a little bit of money. Finishing the top half of the league is the board expectation. I'm sure people know the kits by now. There's the home kit, there's the away kit. Be interesting to see if we have the third kit as well, because I do love that green kit. Fan base devotion low is crazy, by the way. That's absolutely wild. Youth facilities medium. Again, I would say our youth facilities are pretty fantastic with the new facilities in general. And financial stability, I think medium's a fair one, although I do think we're in a much better place now and the club is running very, very well, especially under Nori at the moment. I do think that with where we've been, medium's probably a fair reflection. But yeah, going in with QPR to our brand new series, and I'm very, very excited. I'm going to just set the difficulties for now. I'm going to go to world class. I do think I'll struggle a little bit, but I'm going to go to world class. I'm going to have a little play through the settings and we'll go from there. Okay, I've gone through the settings. I've turned international job offers off just because no thank you. Board expectations, I've got on no sacking just because, you know, if I'm playing awful, you lot can sack me rather than the game. And then I've got the scouting stuff on automatic, just so like I'll instantly get the ratings of players. I just think it makes things a little bit quicker rather than like having to wait through the whole process of scouting someone and doing this and the other. I think the implication of we know who the player is and stuff and finding that scouting information out can kind of be assumed is already done. But otherwise, everything else is pretty standard. I've kept all the gameplay stuff on authentic just to sort of see what it feels like, because I haven't played career mode on 26 yet. Obviously, this is my first career mode, my first save and everything. So we'll see how it goes. And any suggestions and things as we get into the gameplay side of stuff, or things that you'd like to see specifically that are to do with the settings, do let me know in the comments, and I'll do my absolute best to find a happy medium for everyone. So here we are, me signing my contract. We are pleased to inform you've been carefully considered, or after careful consideration, we would like to offer you the QPR manager role. We believe your vision aligns with our goals and are excited about the potential of common project has. Below you'll find the proposed contract terms, which we hope you'll find acceptable. Fight for promotion and £25,000 a week. Yes, please. And here we are being announced, a warm welcome to Mr. Tom Hursty. We're very, very excited to be here. Very, very excited to get going. I feel like the manager doesn't look much like me. I feel like I didn't do a very good job this year of making him look like me at all. I might do a little few tweaks on that. I also didn't give him glasses like an absolute fraud. But yeah, overall, I'm looking forward to this. We'll have a little gander, see the squad. I'm sure a lot of you guys will know the squad. I don't need tutorial. I've done career modes before, just not one this year. But we'll start by looking at players that I sort of want to maybe get moved out to places, look at players that we want to get more extend the contracts on. Like Nardi's only got a year and I would like to extend him for another one. But having a little look through, we've just got to decide on options really. Like in a career mode sense, we have got quite a lot of depth. There's, you know, conversations to be had that maybe there's a little bit of lack of depth at times in the first squad, but now it does feel like we've really do have some great depth. Also, EA, get Koki Saito in Ultimate Team, sort yourselves out. But we've got some real good players. I am going to loan a few players out that aren't already currently loaned out, just for experience, just to get them some game time and just to get them, you know, a bit of a chance to progress and potentially join the squad at a later point. So I'm going to start off with Pearman. Pearman is going to go out on loan, hopefully. I know that the loan deal has actually happened for Dixon Bonner, so he's going to go out on loan. I'm also going to do the same for Sutton. I think Sutton will very much benefit of some loan time. And Alame, hey, I don't know how to say it, Isaac, we're going to get him out on loan as well, just because I think that those guys will benefit from actually getting some game time elsewhere. A lot of the other players in the squad will have a chance at some point to maybe rotate in. Benny maybe being an option to loan out as well. Like wide players, I have Poku, Dembele, Smith. We've also got Vale, Sato, Chair. Yeah, you know what? I'm also going to loan out Daniel Benny. I do like Benny. I think there's a really high ceiling for Daniel Benny. I think he's somebody that does just come on and get a job done and just work. So I'm going to loan out Benny as well. I just think that makes sense. So that's what we're going to do there. In regards to midfield options, I've obviously got Morgan. We've got Madsen, who can sort of play, you know, in the 10, as an 8, as a 6. He can sort of do all three. But Varane, Hayden, Field, we've got 4 solid DM options, with Varane sort of being that box-to-box. You could argue really that Morgan is very much the same, probably more of a number 8. And then obviously Field and Hayden to come in and do that number 6 job. But overall, I think the main focus for me right now is to look at some of these contracts. I don't think I'm going to extend Cook. I don't think I'll extend Hayden, purely based on the fact that they're both sort of nearer the latter stages of careers. And I just think it makes sense to maybe utilize the money elsewhere. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll extend Sutton, I'll extend Dixon Bonner, Smith, and I'll extend Nardi just because he's our number 1 choice. The other options, you know, like Frey, Hayden, Cook, aren't really starters for the team particularly. So it maybe makes sense to offload. I do also love Mitchy Frey, and it will suck to lose Mitchy Frey. But I'm going to sort the contracts out for the players I want to keep. So Sutton, Dixon Bonner, Smith, and Nardi, extend their contracts, and then we'll start looking at the squad, and I'll show you the starting 11 I'm going for. Okay, this is interesting. I'll see if the other 2 do it as well. Okay, yeah, the others aren't actually looking to extend a contract right now. That's a shame. Huh. Do I have to wait? It might be that I have to wait for them to come to me. Either way, we'll get to that. So I don't need to worry about it right now. It's less than a year, but it's not 6 months, which I guess is not a huge issue just yet. But Youth Academy report, we'll see if there's any youth players that are kicking about and looking like they could be decent for us. Quite a few options out the gate here as well. Quite a few players. Going in order of sort of rating, Thomason, 66 rating, potential of up to 84. Could be decent. We've got Rogers, 63 rated, potential of up to 89. Again, not too shabby. Rios, only 14, starting at 55, but could go up to a 91. So again, looking at some good options here, guys. We've got some decent players. Weber sadly doesn't look like he's going to be that fantastic overall. Neither does Joyce. But overall, otherwise, some decent potential. We'll just kind of let these guys do their thing. I have set the youth development to faster. Just because I find in a lot of career modes, unless you have like the star youth player that comes through, very few of the players ever actually get into it unless you're sort of, you know, like 6 seasons deep. It becomes a little bit difficult to get any of them into the squad. So I put it on faster just so we have a bit of a better chance of some of them maybe making their way into the team. But let's have a very quick gander at the squad. 4-2-3-1 is the formation I am looking to run. I will change a couple of players though, because it's not exactly the starting lineup that I'm currently looking to operate with. Because what I'd love to do, ideally, is I'm going to need to get Morgan to train as a CDM, unless I change us to centre mids. That might be what we have to do. I know how to do all of this, EA. You should be able to tick a box. Well, maybe I should have ticked a box and I just didn't pay attention to it. And I did just say I know how to do all of this, and then I forgot how to change formations. Okay, so do I want to go with the 4-2? So the 4-2-3-1 is what I want, or at least that vibe. But I just need it to be. I need 4 at the back. Firstly, I just need it to be the right positions. That is what I want. We'll go 4-4-1-1. That is what we want to try. So Varane then goes on to -2. Okay. I think it will be easier for Morgan to train as a DM than it will be for Varane to train. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll go to the 4-2-3-1 wide again. We'll train Morgan to be a CDM. Because also that just then gives him options. Again, he can then sort of do the 6-8-10 vibe as well. But I think overall, this is kind of what I'm looking for in this squad. Nardi is my number 1. Absolutely. So Nardi is absolutely going to go there. Morrison onto the bench. Again, nothing against Cook. I'm just thinking about the long term more than anything. My bench CDM option, I think for me, it's going to be Field. And I know some people will disagree with that. But for me, it is going to be Sam Field. Just, again, like, I like the guy. I like Sam Field. I think there is definitely a reason to have him in the squad at times. But that's going to be the bench. So attacking options being Coley and Burrell. Smith and Poku being those wide options. Madsen to play in that sort of number 10 if we need to. Or again, if we need to rotate things around, you know, move Morgan into the cam to give Chair some minutes off and then move Madsen into the 6. Or, of course, that we then have Field, Escudinha at left, Morrison as our backup centre-back, and then Walsh if we need a keeper. That's the vibe. Overall, I think that is a great squad. We've got some really, really good options on the pitch defensively. I do think it's a pretty solid back line. I am going to change the captaincy, though, to Jimmy Dunn. And then the attack, as we know, is just absolutely phenomenal. There's no two ways about it. But yeah, let's just very quickly get all of these sorted as well. Penalties are going to Richard Kone. Corner on the left, I'll give to Chair. He has got that dead ball. Corner on the right, I'm going to give to Dembele to have the in-swinger. No. Okay, you know what? I'll just have Chair on both. We'll have an in-swinger and we'll have an out-swinger. I'm fine. Defensive cover, yep, makes sense. Threat marker, fine. Post watcher near post. Back post. Does somebody have a long throw in? Yes, and Benge did. I thought he did. I was pretty sure he did. Jimmy should have a decent long throw, by the way. It's kind of crazy he doesn't. But that's fine. That is our changes to the team sheet. I'm pretty happy with that squad setup overall. Tactical vision, I'm just going to keep on standard for now until I sort of learn a bit more about the game and things that I like. But I guess the next thing really is to consider, are there transfers that we potentially want to make here? My other thought process is, do we just kind of, in season number 1, do we just kind of go balls to the wall and say, let's just sort a youth system? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to send our first scout. Our first scout is going to go to England just because I do quite like getting some homegrown talent. I do think it's a good way of sort of keeping things feeling like something the club would do, regardless of where I am. If I'm coaching a team in Spain, I'll send a scout out to Spain. So I'm going to send a scout out to England. Options, positions that I would like to try and fill. Because we've only got one left back that isn't on loan, I'm going to look for a left back. We're going to be losing at the end of the season, for sure, Cook, Hayden, Frey. So a centre-back, a CDM and a striker. Do I want to fill any of those spots in particular? I feel like we've got good options up top. Coley coming through as well. Burrell, obviously, we'll get some numbers hopefully from too. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna look at right backs because we have Jimbo and we have Adamson. Just for a little bit of depth, I'll go right back, and then I'll look at a CDM, somebody that can maybe come through after the fact, somebody that can maybe come through and if at any point we look to move Morgan forward further, just gives us another option. Do you know what I mean? So we'll go with those three. For left backs, I'd like a fullback. For right back, I'd like a fullback. And for DM, I'd like a holding DM. That is what I'd like. So we'll send our scout out 9 months to go and find some good talent for us. But I think, yeah, this episode, for episode 1, I don't think I'll do much in the transfer window. Maybe I'll have a little look at some options, but I'm for sure not going to buy anyone. Just because I would like your guys' input. Something I would like to do, just for, again, like for my brain, for my peace of mind, is I would like to have a little look at some of the free agent talents. Oh, is this... Okay, this is just going to be the same vibe of, like, all the players that are normally there. What I will say is I'm not going to go ahead and get, like, this guy on a free agent. I'm not going to go and get somebody that's just fantastically good and better than all of the other players in our squad for a free, just because realistically, I could go and sign a FIFA on a free and then sell him for 12 mil, and then I'm good to go. Do you know what I mean? So I'll keep some levels of legitimacy. Memphis Depay, though, it's kind of crazy to see him in a free. Be interesting to see where players like that go. Vega as well, bit of a career mode legend. But yeah, what I might have a little look at, because we've kind of done this. We've looked at the League One teams, the teams that have gone down or teams that are doing well. We've looked at, we've done a lot of looking in like Australia and looking over, you know, in that part of the world at some talents and stuff. So it would be interesting to see if there are particular leagues people think we should maybe have a little scout at. Let me know in the comments section, because I do find for me some real value in going to some of these like young upcoming talents in the Championship, for example, in League One, and seeing who we can maybe pick up to bring through. I'm kind of absolutely here for that. So let me know in the comment section if there's anyone you would recommend. Andre Garcia, I have actually heard a little bit about Garcia, purely because I know a few Reading fans that we have a bit of fun with, and we have a bit of a chat with about the rivalry of QPR and Reading. So Andre Garcia could be a really good player to pick up, and again, gives us a left back to then maybe immediately send out on loan, or it means that we send Escudinha out on loan, and both of them can get a little bit of game time is sort of my thought process there. But I'm definitely interested in going and looking at some League One talent and some Championship talent to see if we can bring some future proofing into the club, because that's what we've been doing, and I think it's a really smart way of doing things. Also, we've obviously got that link to Wycombe Wanderers, so I'm not against George Abbott. Good up-and-coming player, has some good versatility in that middle of the field. For me, really does suit the number 8 role, sort of like you know, just a bit of a box-to-box vibe, doing a lot of getting backwards and forwards. But yeah, let me know. Kozia Dubry, far too good for League One. No two ways about it. So we'll definitely give Kozia Dubry a little addition to that that shortlist. He is a hell of a player, for sure. I don't know Lamine very well, but yeah, let me know in the comment section if there are players you think we should be looking at. Gore, again, another good little talent there, doing really well at Rotherham. Yeah, let me know. I'm just gonna have a little scout, just add a couple of people as some maybes. Zach Nelson with some great versatility as well, playing some defensive roles at left back, or being able to play on the wing, or even centrally in that midfield. So that could be a really, really interesting addition, a really interesting way of adding some good depth to our squad. Jake Richards, not somebody I'm overly familiar with, but has some good potential there. And last but not least, let's have a look at a couple of forwards here as some options. Yeah, Dobson. I thought I recognised Dobson, but I don't. I don't recognise Dobson. I'll keep it real with you. Harry Leonard, not doing too badly either at Peterborough. Decent talent. Or McNally is good, you know. It's a shame he doesn't have a game face. I like McNally, man. He's a good little player. Mark Mahoney, again, another player from Reading, but another solid. They've got some good players at again, I'd go for Redmond, but he doesn't have that game face. They do have some good players and some good talent coming through at Reading, which is kind of always the case. Reading, definitely a club that are a bit of a sleeping giant at times, I think. I know they've had a lot going on. It's been a bit of a rough time for Reading, but I think there's a chance if they can do things right, they might end up you know, having a bit of a bounce back. But we've got £5 million, so let me know in the comments plays you'd be interested in seeing, things you'd like to work towards. The first team coach stuff, again, I'll hold fire on that for now, because if people think for now, starting the season off, that we should stick with, just while I'm chatting, I'm just going to sort my manager out to make him look a little bit more like me. If people think that we should potentially be looking at, you know, getting scouts or getting, you know, staff and stuff in over getting new players in, if we start the season with the squad we've got, I'm absolutely fine with doing it. You know, I'll do the glasses for now. I'll just stick with the glasses. That's what I'm changing. Then let me know, because then I'll just go ahead and spend some of the cash on getting coaches and then save money for the January transfer window. But for now, Going to work our way through. We'll get to the preseason tournament and kind of go from there. I have pressed the wrong button there. Elijah Dixon Bonner saying thank you for the loan move. And honestly, I think that is the right option. Same as well for Sutton. And Jimbo, the future is exciting. We have got a lot of work to do, but I'm looking forward to it, Jimmy. Big fan of your work. Big fan of your work. But what I'll do is, again, I'll start heading forward. And if anything pops up, I'll let you know. Immediately, first thing is we've had an offer for a player, and I'll tell you here and now, it's not one we're accepting. 1.7 million for him to go to Belgium. Yeah, it's not happening. Rayan is a player that I very much want here and very much want as part of our plans going forward. 2 more offers in, ones that I'm much more likely to listen to, as they are players that I am actually considering loaning. So Escudinha on a loan. Did I loan list Escudinha? I don't think I did I? Benny I for sure loan listed. So I will say yes to that. I'm going to have to say no to Escudinha thinking about it, because I've only got 2 left backs, one of which is on loan. So yeah, that's a no actually thinking about it. Another loan offer in, again for a player that I am actually wanting to loan out, and it's Pierman going off to, I think it's the Chinese league, right? I'm fairly sure. So again, would be a place where he was got a decent chance of getting some game time, I would say. But we go into our pre-season tournament. I can basically play against some German teams, some Portuguese teams, or some Dutch teams. So I'll go with the one that's the most money. I'll go with the European International Cup. And again, we'll just kind of see. We'll see what the squad's saying. We'll see what's going on. That's the vibe here. A 1-year deal agreed with Minnesota United. So I'll accept that from my side of things, provided there's no breakdowns in communication. Benny off for a season on loan in the MLS, which would be great. I think that would be really, really good, and some good game time for him. And same can be said here with Pearman going off to Beijing. Well, yeah, if I just wrote the club name, I'd have known exactly what league it was. So yeah, that would be really good for both, I think. 2 more offers in, one that for sure will be rejected. Interesting to see, though. Burnley coming in for 2.5 million as an offer for Madsen, so that's going to be a no. Although, interesting to see again. I like Madsen. I want Madsen to stay. I've got zero interest in letting him go. But Isaac, I'm just going to say Isaac, being offered an interesting loan out to Turkey. So it'll be really cool to see if that does come through. Kasimpasa, is that what's called? I might be saying that wrong. Apologies. Him going out on loan, again, would be great news for us, just getting that game time. But Daniel Benny's loan move has been confirmed now. So Daniel Benny off to the MLS at Minnesota. Hopefully he'll get some good game time. Hopefully that'll all work out. And yeah, be good for us. Pearman also with an agreed loan out. He is going off, as we said, to China. So again, I'm optimistic that there can be some good minutes for him and just get that rating up. Okay, so we have our first game of pre-season against Fortuna Sittard. You'll notice there is a change in the midfield. Sam Field has come in for Morgan. Now, Varane was going to take 90 weeks to become a centre mid. Morgan was going to take 96 weeks to become a CDM. My thought process was have Field in there as a 71, currently a 72 because he's on a +1, but Morgan was going to be playing as a 63. So my thought process is give him game time off the bench a bit more often, have Field, have Hayden, have some options in the midfield to sort of rotate in and out, and then have Morgan maybe come in as a cam every now and again. That's sort of my thought process. I think that makes the most sense. What I'm going to do as well with these games is with Fortuna Sittard and the other pre-seasons, I'm going to play the highlights. I just think just for pre-season, the highlights is the way to go. It's only pre-season, so it means that we can just power on through. We could even, you know what? We might even just quick sim it. We'll play the highlights. I want to play the game. I won't lie. I want to play the game. Also, playing the highlights will give me maybe an idea of whether world class is the right difficulty for me. Because again, first time really playing against the AI on squad battles, I only really have to play against like professional or semi-pro to get things done. So I don't really have to think about it too much. But here we are in game number 1. Yes, it's pre-season, but yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to get the QPR Career Mode up and running. I'm not entirely sure why there's no sound. Will there be sound as soon as the game kicks off? Hold on. Have I done something wrong? I had done something wrong. There we go. I had the stadium ambient sound on 0, so that was my fault. But we do have a counter-attack to defend here for Fortuna Sittard. Can we maybe just get this back nice and quickly would be great. Norrington Davies can't quite close his man down. Dembele doing some good defensive work to get back here. just slowing it down nicely. You can definitely feel the difference with us being on authentic, with the pace being a lot slower. It's very, very interesting. But we do get a free kick here. Do not give me the free kick tutorial, I beg of you. Thank you. Do I want to have a go? Yeah, I do. I do want to have a go. So I'm going to have a go. I think I put a bit much power on that. Oh, it wasn't far. It wasn't far. It wasn't the best effort, but it wasn't an awful one. But now we've got a crossing opportunity, it says. So the ball's going out wide here to Sato. We have literally only Richard. Cheers, EA. A chance here again, but this time it's a solo run for Richard Kone. We've got some support coming slowly but surely to join us, who we're going to find. We're going to look back and find Varane. Looks into Chair. Chair finds Richard Kone. Richard Kone! Oh, it's a good effort, but it is a good save from the keeper. Sort of had to toe poke it just a little bit with the outside of his boot. Into the second half, though, a corner to defend for Tuna Sittard with the ball. Can we just comfortably see this out? Would be quite nice. No one's gone onto that ball. Good save there from Paul Nardi, and it needed to be. A penalty has been given away. It's a penalty kick for Tuna Sittard. Not ideal. Let's see if Nardi can come up on top here. He's going to go top right, I reckon. Oh, he went bottom right, and I guessed the right way, but I didn't get the ball in time. 1-0 to Tuna Sittard. It is a real shame because, obviously, decent enough chance with that free kick. Decent enough chance for... Oh, we're against Mark Warburton. Crazy. Decent enough chance for Kone, but a good save. And then a penalty, which is unfortunate, seeing as I didn't give it away. It was just that they got a penalty. Either way, a Mexican wave going around the stadium. Got to respect that. While everyone else is frozen, the crowd's still having an absolute vibe. Ilyas with the cross. Good cross as well. Jimmy doesn't quite get up to it. And Mbenge, that is a scuffed effort from Mbenge. But we do keep it alive now. Jonathan Varane, look at that pass into Jimmy. Jimmy finds Kone. Kone, that's a foul. Do I get the free kick? I do actually get to take the free kick. Okay. Here's going to be the vibe. I'm just going to batter this at the goal. I'm just going to batter this at the corner. I don't think I really battered that enough. Oh, good save, good clearance. Unfortunate. Although, actually, it has been considered still kept alive, the chance. So, Chair is going to find Dembele. Dembele going to try and turn his man. That's awful from me. I'll keep it real. And that's full-time 1-0. Really unfortunate to lose in the way we did, then being given a penalty that obviously I had nothing to do with. But it's only pre-season. And actually, you know what? Felt okay. I feel like world-class. I think we'll give it a go. Another offer coming in for Coley. Again, it's going to be a no from me. I've got no interest in selling him, but it always fills me with hope in a career mode sense when clubs are interested in your players, because it means that they're obviously doing something good. Another loan move confirmed. Isaac, or it could be Isak to be fair. He is from Sweden. Confirmed with his move away. I'm going to call him Isak, and if that's wrong, my apologies. He's gone to AVS Football Sad. Hopefully, though, he has a happy time. Now, this is an interesting one. Michael Frey, £1.2 million offer to go to Hellas Verona and go and play in Italy. I love Michael Frey. I really, really do. I've got a lot of love for Michy. He's got a year in his contract, and it's a contract that I'm not looking to extend. I think we accept £1.2 million for Michy Frey and spend a little bit of money to bring a replacement striker in. In real life, I'd be devastated with that. In the career mode, I think it makes sense. I'm not going to negotiate because I think 1.2 is a fair offer. I'm going to just accept 1.2 for Michy Frey, and that does make me very sad. It does make me very sad, but I think it's the right thing to do. Well, I'll have a look at some striker options to potentially replace him. And if the deal goes through, we might be getting a new player. Okay, so I've scouted some young talents to potentially bring in, and a couple of players sort of from around a couple of different countries, a couple of different leagues. A lot, however, I will be honest, in like the Championship, League 1, League 2, that sort of vibe. So if the deal does go through and we sell Michy Frey, we have got some options to come through. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Going out with a bit of a changed team here, so you can see Morrison, Larketch, Vale, Hayden, Morgan, Coley, Poku all coming in. So a little bit of a change. Again, I'm going to play the highlights. Just again, I can get used to some of the players, getting used to the gameplay a little bit. but without doing the whole thing so that I have to like worry about, you know, playing a whole 90 minutes of preseason. But let's get into it. Let's get into the highlights and see how we do. Rocking the away kit today. I haven't checked, but I don't think the third kit's in the game, and that does make me very, very sad because I think that's going to be the kit that I treat myself to this year. But a long ball forward here from Zwol. Is it Zwol I'm playing? Yeah, it's Zwol I'm playing. Oof, what a ball forward. A bit of a rough pass, but what a ball forward that was, Jesus. And a chance now for us, Rayan Kohli, to get this ball over the top here. 1v1 could be a really good chance with a good touch. Nice, good first touch. Takes it right, gonna then take it left. I tried to sell the defender, but I failed to. That one's on me. I'll take ownership of it. Crossing opportunity for Zwol. This time they get the ball to their feet. I have mine bounce horrifically off the pitch. Remember that one? Yeah, rough day. But that's okay. Let's see if we can win this one back and not give anything away early doors here. Kieran Morgan can't quite catch his man. Not a good pass. Varane, thankfully, had the ball for long enough before it was considered that I'd lost possession again. But Zwol again with a chance here. Solo run with options behind him, to be fair. Is he going to look and find one? Potentially. He's got an option out wide here. Oh, Larketch gets a little bit skinned there. And Bayer with a chance to cross it. Can I stop the cross? No, he's going to play it in quite flat. Finds his man. Nardi, though, good save. I've got a chance to counter-attack, apparently. I find it interesting when they give you a counter-attacking chance because that seemed like a harder chance to counter-attack than some of the other ones where we've won the ball back on here. But Poku going to try and find Kohli. Not the best pass, and I lose possession there. Another chance here for Rayan Kohli. These are chances I wish I'd got with Richard Kone to run through like this, because I think his pace is a little bit more than Rayan Kohli's. But Kohli now, I'm just holding it up slowly. Going to find Morgan. Morgan with a strike. Unlucky over the bar. Good effort, but it wasn't on target. Another chance here for Rayan Kohli. Another solo run. If I can get it past the defender, we've got a real good chance. Who's that running through? Jonathan Varane. Varane trying to burst through. Can Varane get there? No, the pace wasn't enough, sadly. Still in the first half, end of the first half, and it is a counter-attacking chance here for Zwol. Plenty of highlights in this one, must be said. EA are not skimping out on chances that they are giving us for these highlights right now. Let's see if we can try and win this one back. I will say it does feel like highlights are better and a bit more improved. Interesting to see the whistle blown during that highlight as well. I've not seen that before, but I do feel like from what was quite a flawed system previously, this does feel a bit better. It'd be nice if I could make substitutes at half time, but outside of that, I will say I do think it feels like a better although I say that and it's currently just playing the game in like real time. Like it is playing the match and the time is just ticking down normally. Have I just said that I think highlights... Okay, we're good. It was a bit glitch there. That was a bit of a glitch. It hadn't considered Zwol as losing the ball yet. Zwol had to win the ball back and then lose it for it to realise, oh, hold on, we're just doing highlights. But it's okay. Corner to Zwol. First chance properly of the second half after an accidental chance that the game gave me. And now we do have a bit of a chance. Bit of a just... a general attack. We're on the ball. I want to get that ball out to Vale nice and quickly here with Varane because Vale has got some space. Nice first time pass into Kieran Morgan. Morgan's going to try and turn. Wanted to try and get it back to Vale. It wasn't to be. We do have a free kick just inside the Zwol half. I'm going to play it short because these are the kind of free kicks that you can't really do anything with in the game. Get it to Morrison. Morrison going to find Poku. I'm just going to have to take my time a little bit and rotate. Get it to Madsen. Madsen turns, finds Vale. Vale tried to play it to Kohli. Wasted chance. And that's full time, 0-0. It's unfortunate. It's hard to break teams down in some of these counter-attacks. And with the realistic pace, your players do feel quite slow when you're running through one-on-one like that. I didn't feel like at any point I was going to burst away from the defender. So the realistic stuff does feel very different to Ultimate Team. Interesting to see Nardi get player of the match. I don't think he made a save in that entire game because they didn't have a single shot as far as I'm concerned. But you can see the deal is done. Mitchy Frey, the day that this happens in real life will be a very sad one for me. I do love Mitchy Frey, absolutely love him. But in this save, you've got to be a bit more cutthroat. 1.2 mil is absolutely good money for him. We'll absolutely take it. Thank you, Mitchy, for everything you've done. Thank you for Luton, especially. And yeah, 1.2 mil into the bank. And Mitchy Frey does depart, goes to Hellas Verona, getting some time in Italy. Hopefully does absolutely rip it up out there. So of that 1.2 mil, we got 842,000 of that deal. And it's very interesting to see, by the way, some of these players here that are doing that are on our list. So I'd forgotten that Koji Dubry was out on loan. In my head, he was still at Bolton. I forgot he was on loan from Brighton. Abbott I did know was on loan, but you can, I think. Wait, you can't approach the buy. Oh, you know what? I think it's that you can't approach to actually buy them. It now says that you can. But looking at some of the options we've got here, I want to try and spend 1.2 or less. I don't want to go over the 1.2 that we've just got. Now, I didn't realise that Kanu was on loan at Walsall. Otherwise, Kanu was absolutely my #1 choice for this move. If I can get Ben Farhat in a cheaper deal, just brings some real good option. Bit of pace, can also play in the number 10. Quite young, I think he's only 19, so has real good potential ahead of him as well. We also have Melia, who could be a good option. He could really do something for us, but I'm fairly sure he has just transferred. I'm pretty sure that he was in the Irish League and so has just moved. Could go for Noonan. Again, a little bit different. Can have a bit more of a further back role as well. Again, can play in the 10, can play in an 8. Currently at Shamrock Rovers. Only 16 and 60 rated, so could be interesting. I do like Fink, but I'm not going to go for Fink. I'm not going to steal all of Wycombe Wanderers strikers because I don't think they'll like me if I did that. So I think Noonan, although it's a bit of a weird one, is probably the vibe for us. Only 16 kind of fits the profile of what we've been doing. It would mean that Burrell stays very safely in that second striker option, so he stays as our number 2. But yeah, I am a touch torn because I think Ben Farhat would be such a good option for us. I'm really sad about Kanu. For me, Kanu was who I wanted to get in there. Wanted to bring Kanu in, but it just wasn't to be. Leonard would be a very good one, but 1.4 is more than we've just spent, and I don't want to spend loads without first you guys giving me your responses in the comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold fire on the signing. Let me know in the comments who should we bring in to replace Mitchie Frey going. It doesn't have to be someone that's, like under 22, 23 sort of vibe. The reason I've been looking at that is that's sort of the profile of players we've been looking at. We've been looking at players to bring into the project for the next, however many seasons. That's sort of the vibe that I was going for. So players like Ben Farhat, Kanu, Noonan, Melia, these are all players that are younger and have a really good chance of coming in, doing a good job, really growing and rating and doing one of two things, which is earning us a good hefty paycheck, but when they get a move to a big club and get us some big money, or are here for the project, improve along the way, and then become a phenomenal striker anyway. That's sort of the vibe. But let me know in the comment section down below, plus some of the other players I've looked at. So Nelson, I think, could be a really good option for us, as could Garcia. But let me know in the comments. Coley has also come out and said that he is interested in being the main man. I kind of forget that Frey wasn't even on the bench, really. Coley was the man on the bench. So whoever we potentially bring in as a striker might actually end up being a buy-in and then loan out. It could be loan him out, or it could be loan one of our other options, but I don't know now. Back to a majority what we were the main starting team. We've got Adamson, however, at right back, Hayden in the DM spot, and it's kind of crazy to think there's... Oh, and Walsh in goal. Didn't mention that one. It's kind of crazy to think, though, like how many players still haven't had any minutes in pre-season, and we've rotated quite hefty in every single game. I was thinking about starting Burrell, but I just wanted to try and get Kone, off the mark in the career mode goals wise. That was the reason I kind of stuck with Kone up top for this third and final, I think, preseason game. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. Sato, will he actually get a chance to get this through ball this time? Last time it just pinged off the pitch. He is just about going to get there. Koki Sato, look at that run inside there. Lovely stuff. Oh, Chair made a really good run. The pass, however, from Kone was a touch disappointing. But Herberdian now on the attack. Can we do anything here? I'm not a huge fan of this of the Hibs kit. I'll keep it real. I know it's a bit of a Norwich vibe, but don't know, it's a bit... Can we stop giving away penalties? Can we please stop giving away penalties? What is going on? Another penalty here. Something that, yet again, I have had zero impact or possibility to do anything about. And it is 1-0 to Hibs. It is what it is. It's not really much I can do about it, sadly. But a ball over the top here for Varane to try and bring down. Hopefully he can do just that. And then hope... Oh, Kone stopped his run. Nice. That was a really good chance for us to just send Kone away and get him a chance to have something over the top there. But this is going to be a through ball instead. They're number 18 on the ball. I'm going to have to put him Benga a little bit out of position. But that's okay. We do get back quite well, actually. Hayden dropped back really nicely. And we get the ball. And hopefully we get a chance. That'd be nice. It's a corner. It's an interesting one. Elias Chair with a chance to try and whip this one in. Let's see if we can get something from this corner. I'm going to aim about there. Just beyond... Oh, no. I should have gone a little bit further out. It's exactly where I wanted it. But I just needed it a little bit away from the keeper. But that's okay. That's okay. Another chance here for Hibs. We've just got to try and get a little bit lucky and maybe be thrown a counter-attack or something. Like this. There's a counter-attack, EA. That should be a counter-attack where you change it into a chance for us. But it is what it is. Madsen now with a chance to run through. Interesting to see if Madsen's come on at Cam or at DM. We get the ball through. Dembele is going to find Kone. Kone pulls it onto his left. Good strike. Good save, however, from the Hibs keeper. It's another chance for Hibs. They're getting majority of the chances. We got a lot of them in the first game. The second game, there weren't many chances overall. But this third game has been all Hibs. It's another chance. It's another goal. I just couldn't catch him. Norrington Davies is just not quick enough. And that is going to be 2-0 to Hibs. Don't see us getting into this one. 82nd minute. And it is a corner for Hibs. So it's not really looking great for us with many chances to try and get back into it. I guess it's going to be a bit of a difficult one. Let's see if we can just bring that ball away. Try and make it at least somewhat salvageable and not make it 3. It is noticeable, I will say. 0 saves from Walsh. Obviously a much lower rating, 12 ratings lower than Nardi. So wasn't expecting him to have an absolute blinder. But mate, to be fair, every chance is going Hibs' way. It has been a rough day. It's a solid count of them. Two defenders, and there's 4 of them bursting forward. Well done there, and Bengay. Lovely ball. We don't get given the chance to counter, and that is going to be full-time. 2-0, an unfortunate way to end pre-season. Would have been nice to get a little bit more from pre-season. A goal or 2 would have been nice too, but we lose 2-0. It is what it is. It's only pre-season. I'm not going to worry about it. Sadly, no prize money from pre-season because we didn't do anything. We got a single point. It is what it is. But our first game up against Preston, as we know, and hopefully will be... Again, just a decent start is all I've really asked for. I just asked for us to start okay. Slightly better than the initial start was for us would be quite nice. But we have been picking things up, which is great to see. But yeah, it's a tricky run of fixtures. We know how tricky some of the games were. We won't talk about it. But what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to round up the episode here. I want to know your guys' thoughts on any potential signings, or do we mainly save our cash for a January transfer window where we can go and try and splash some cash? Let me know in the comments down below. This is probably going to be a series I try and upload like once a week. This will be a slightly shorter episode, I think, but the aim will be to have the episodes be a bit longer than they were last year, but maybe slightly less often, but be a bit more consistent with it. So although they won't be as frequent, they will be longer episodes with more happening in each episode. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, then please do leave a like on the video. It supports me, the video, the channel, and the series out a whole bunch. If you're new, hit the sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime we upload a video. But that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. Come on, you ours.